We are working with other EU member states and EU institutions, governments and international organisations, and the government here, as well as civil society, to secure real progress in Moldova's democracy, governance and stability. We are encouraging and delivering confidence-building measures on both banks of the River Dnistru to help resolve the Transnistrian conflict in support of the OSCE's 5+2 process. For example, the Embassy has organised activities that focus on young people, young political activists and future leaders that represent different regions of Moldova, including Transnistria and Gagauzia. So far, these summer and winter schools have brought together over 100 young people to learn about conflict in its numerous aspects, such as policy making, debates, decision making. At the same time, the participants not only interact with each other, but also with diplomats and politicians and international experts that hold sessions during those winter and summer schools. Another example, with a similar focus on young people, has been in another project, which is Football Ambassadors for Peace. For the last 5 years, over 600 children from across Moldova, including from Transnistria and Gagauzia, have been part of this programme. Moreover, since we strongly believe that everyone, irrespective of their gender or physical abilities, is a full member of the society that can contribute to its development, this project is very open and encourages the participation of girls and children and young people with disabilities. Now, I want to talk now about a sector that the UK is very active in, particularly, and that's charities. There's a lot of work here carried out in Moldova by UK charities or charitable organisations and individuals. And because we think that human relations are equally important as high-level official contacts, we are very pleased that there are around 40 British charities or charities with strong links to the UK working here in Moldova, particularly in the fields of deinstitutionalisation, health and medicine, education, inclusive education, and supporting vulnerable people and communities all over the country. Now, some charities like the Salvation Army, which is known across the world, started their work here in Moldova 20 years ago, which is a faith-based organisation, and its priorities are fighting poverty and community relief programmes. They help children and young people by providing campus and daycare centres. They help the elderly through medical programmes and daycare centres. And they supply a mobile clinic in rural areas and social activities in a women's prison, among other things. And then there's another charity created by the author of the Harry Potter books, J.K. Rowling. Her charity is called Lumos, and it started its activity in 2006 here in Moldova, and it's working with the government to prevent institutionalisation, because Moldova has one of the highest rates of institutionalisation in Europe. Most of these vulnerable children and young people are not orphans, and it's actually poverty that has often separated them from their parents. And you may have heard, as you live in Chisinau, of some of the other organisations that work here, like Hospice Angelus, which is the first palliative care centre in Chisinau, opened in 2002 and supported by Hospice of Hope from the UK. The beneficiaries of the centre are patients with life-threatening diseases and prognosis of under 12 months. Each month, the hospice cares for about 150 patients, and since 2008, the hospice has worked with children with terminal illnesses. Another British charity is Help Age Moldova, is a branch of Help Age International. And in 2005, it opened its operational presence here and launched programmes to address issues that older people in Moldova face every day: health, social protection, and most importantly, respect of their rights and anti-discrimination. You might be aware of the Tony Hawks Centre, supported by the British comedian and writer Tony Hawks, and the UK organisation Child Aid that supports it. Now the centre, just in Chisinau, assists children with chronic conditions and disabilities by using non-medical methods of functional rehabilitation, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, therapeutic massage, musical therapy, and also a continuous training and support to parents is being offered.